Ladies and gentlemen, this is the St. John Volkswagen Walk Around Challenge. In this corner, we got Dan Boyer.
Want to see me comb my hair really fast?
In this corner, Alex Berho. I don't have enough hair for that. Anyways, we're gonna flip a coin to see who's gonna go first, but this just ain't any coin, St. John. This is a German antique World War II coin. Alex, do you want bird or building?
Birdie.
Birdie? Alright, you're on building. It is bird, so you are gonna be up first for the walk around competition.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for coming by. This is our 2017 Tiguan here. These things look super sharp at a 45-degree angle. You got your fog lights, your regular halogen headlights here, shatterproof glass. Rocks can smash those bad boys on the highway. You're never gonna have to worry about losing a headlight. You got this really slick chrome grille, which comes all the way along into the headlights, and it just bleeds right through and just makes for some really nice sharp lines on the car. This is the special 2017 Wolfsburg edition. So this guy actually has a brand new wheel on it. It's a 17-inch Novara rim. Really sharp looking wheel. All right, guys, so I'm gonna pop the hood for you and show you a couple things underneath here. Inside the engine bay here, we have our 2-liter TSI engine. This thing actually gives you 200 horsepower and 195 foot-pounds of torque. It has no problem getting up to speed and no problem whatsoever holding you at that speed. Our engines are actually designed as a safety feature. The engine has what's called redirectional engine mounts. So if someone's ever to smack into the front end of your car, the engine will drop to the ground. When the engine drops to the ground, it keeps it from going through the firewall of the vehicle and into the passenger cabin of the vehicle. And the other thing it does is it lowers your center of gravity. So it goes down, it goes underneath the car, and that just drops down and lowers your center of gravity and just keeps you that much more stable in the event of a collision. You'll notice underneath the hood, everything is very clean, very organized. We have plastic covering for all our main features. So your air intake, your battery, your fuse box, even your valve cover is all plastic. Makes it look very clean underneath. Also, in the back of the firewall, you'll notice there is a fire retardant as well as noise dampening insulation. In the event of a fire, it's going to keep the fire from spreading into the cabin. Volkswagen is known for how quiet our ride is. So that insulation actually goes on the back of the firewall to keep the engine noise down in the passenger bay, and as well that extends all the way down the exhaust of the vehicle. So it helps keep the exhaust noise from coming through and bleeding through into the passenger cabin.
Hey guys, it's Alex from Volkswagen. This is our 2016 Jetta Trendline Plus, and it's one of our last ones, so you better hurry up and snag it while you can. If you notice in the front, you've got the chrome trimming along the front. As long as this year we've had a facelift, so it is a little bit wider, a little bit higher as far as the grills go. And you've got the beautiful halogen lamps in the front as well. Everything in the front is very solid. It's made of virgin steel, so this vehicle is actually rust-proof for 12 years. I know, it's crazy. You don't gotta tell me that. As well as you've got some new Bridgestone tires on it, so you're not gonna be sliding anywhere at all this winter time. You've got some mud guards on the back, so you won't be flinging any slush at anybody. You've got LED indicator lamps, so that way anybody coming is gonna know what way you're gonna be signaling if you're gonna be making your signals to turn.
Alright guys, so the reason Volkswagen is able to offer such an extensive warranty on their body is we actually use all virgin steel, so none of the steel on this car has been recycled. It was all manufactured specifically for Volkswagen, and it goes through a galvanization process, which also helps prevent against corrosion. The other reason we're able to offer such an extensive warranty is because we use all laser guided welds on our vehicles. Every weld, there's no spot welding on this vehicle, so if you notice, all the way back here, it's a nice clean seam all along the top. Your welds are better, there's less chance for moisture to get in there and corrode, and it just keeps your metal in good shape. Down here along the side of the vehicle, you're gonna notice you have plastic guarding the whole way down around the wheel wells. That again calls back to that 12-year rust perforation warranty. Also, you have a eye level blinker indicator on your driver and passenger mirror. That brings your blinkers up to eye level for other drivers and keeps you that much safer on the road. The other thing you're going to notice, this is actually, as I mentioned before, this is the 2017 Wolfsburg edition. It's got a lot more features than our normal trendline Tiguan. It's got some cool little badging to let people know that you have the Wolfsburg.
Inside of our 2016 Jettas, you've got 6-way adjustable seats, and that's on the passenger and on the driver's side as well. You've also got an adjustable armrest in the center. You've got our Tiptronic transmission. It's got sport mode as well. That'll keep your RPMs actually propped a little higher, so that way when you put your foot on the gas pedal, you really got a good kick behind it. On the dash here, you've got a menu button, and that'll actually take you right to your App Connect, which is a really cool feature that we have implemented in all of our Volkswagens. So you can use a USB cord to actually plug in your smartphone and display your applications onto the screen in the dash of your vehicle. So Google Maps or free navigation. You've also got a telescopic adjustable steering wheel that's also got your cruise control, and it's also got your radio controls on this steering wheel as well, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road while you're driving, and you can actually control everything like the volume and switch the songs or the stations that you'll be listening to while keeping a nice focus and keeping you safe overall while you're driving.
So the Tiguan comes with a remote keyless entry. So you're probably pretty familiar with, you know, your standard unlock, lock, and trunk pop button, as well as your panic button. But what you might not be familiar with is Kessie Keyless Entry. Kessie Keyless Entry is a really cool system that Volkswagen developed. You don't even need your key to unlock or lock your vehicle. You can just slap that bad boy right in your pocket. You put your hand in front of this little bump, it locks your vehicle. You take your hand, put it in back of the handle, it unlocks your vehicle.
You've got tons of room in the back of the Jettas, as well as you've got tweeters in all the doors, so you know that the sound's going to travel through the back of the vehicle nicely as well. You're going to have that nice surround sound feel anywhere you sit in the vehicle. They've got tons of leg room, nice bench seat in the back. It's very comfortable, just kind of, you sink right in and it hugs you. And then you've also got our weather mat seats in the back as well, so it's going to be easy to keep your car nice and clean this winter time. When you shut your doors, not everyone's in the happiest mood every day. Sometimes you slam them out of a little bit of anger. But you've got laser welds and virgin steel all throughout the lining of the door, actually across the whole vehicle, and it makes everything nice and solid, tight sound when you shut the doors, and it's going to stay that way for the life of the vehicle actually. As well as you've got shatterproof and soundproof glass all the way around the vehicle as well. So that also definitely makes it a nice quiet ride when you're driving.
So the interior of the 2017 Tiguan is fully loaded. This is the Wolfsburg edition, like I mentioned. So big new addition you get on this model is the leatherette seating. Really, really comfy. So with wintertime in mind, you're gonna have 3 different heated options in this car. You have heated mirrors, heated washer nozzles, which basically defrost your washer nozzles so that your fluid can come out in the winter and clean your windshield. And you also have heated seats, so you have a nice warm cushy. So you're gonna have all your basic features that you want in a vehicle in this. You're gonna have your AC, your cruise control, your Bluetooth so you can talk on the phone while you're driving and not get in trouble. You also have automatic headlights, so you don't have to worry about turning your lights on and off and on and off. They're just bam, set it and forget it. It also has fog lights, which I mentioned up front. So they're just on a switch here next to the steering wheel. Then you have a 6.5-inch media composite screen here, and it's gonna do all kinds of stuff for you, along with giving you 3 months of free Sirius satellite radio, and there's 5 different ways to plug in your music on this car. You can use CD, USB, auxiliary, SD card, and Bluetooth. We also, in this vehicle, have dual zone climate control, so that lets you control the temperature not only on the driver's side here, but your passenger can set a different temperature, so you can keep both sides of the car cool and comfortable. You also have here a push button start, so no more putting the key in the ignition. Now you just push the button and start your vehicle. There's also something very different about this vehicle. It has an electronic e-brake. So no more cranking e-brake like the old days. You now have a little switch, you pull that switch up, and that sets your e-brake. The 6.5-inch media composite screen also offers you a backup camera. So when you put your car in reverse, you can see everything behind you. So if there's kids playing behind you, or there's bikes in the driveway, you can look behind you and don't have to worry about hitting anything. So in the glove box, there's actually a cooler in the glove box. So there's a little dial in there, and your air conditioning feeds through into your glove box. In the summertime or in the wintertime, that's gonna keep your drinks cold if you ever have to take a long trip, or even if you're just going back and forth to work, it's like having a fridge in your car. Hear that noise? Panoramic sunroof in your face. So here in the center, you have an adjustable armrest. Not only does it come forward, but it also height adjusts. So you can adjust it to wherever you want. If you want it back down low, you just lift it up all the way. Bam, comes back, tucks out of the way.
You've got a spring-assisted gas cap here on the right passenger side of the vehicle, as well as you've got a little prop so you can actually hold the gas cap right there so it's not hanging anywhere, so that way you don't have to worry about that while you're filling up. So the spring-assisted button right here, very easy to use. You just click it right there and it holds your gas cap shut for you, and if you need to open it, you push it down and it pops it open. And as long as your vehicle's locked, nobody will be able to access the spring-assisted gas cap because it'll actually keep it held down when your vehicle is locked. Here on the back side of the Jetta, there's still some pretty cool stuff to see. All of our 2016 and up models of the Jetta are gonna be TSI motors. So that stands for turbo stratified injection, and that is actually just the style of motor that we have implemented underneath the hood, and they are tiny, fuel efficient, and full of power, so you're gonna have so much fun driving this car. Also, if you notice, you have some pre-tinted taillights in the back too, so you look behind this car and you're like, man, that looks good, but you don't gotta worry about anyone telling you that you're not supposed to take your taillights, because they came like that factory. There's a lot of room in here, guys. I couldn't believe it, like it's really comfortable. And when I was in there, I learned a lot of cool things. Like this trunk is actually spring assisted. So if I have an armful of groceries, I don't even have to move it. It just does it for me. I took a peek underneath the floor when I was having my nap, and I noticed that you've got all the tools necessary to change a tire. It's fantastic.
So underneath the steering wheel, you're gonna have all aluminum brush pedals. So you have an aluminum brake, gas, and an aluminum dead pedal. All right, so a couple important tips back here in the back seat. Notably, you're gonna have ventilation for your rear passengers. So that ventilation, instead of just getting it from under the seats and up, blowing up from the front, they actually have their own vents back here, which is gonna keep your rear passengers way more comfortable than your average car. The other thing is they have a 12-volt plug. So if your rear passengers have iPads or phones or anything they need to charge, they have their own charging port in the back seat. They also have some water bottle storage in the doors, and the seats are actually reclinable in the back seat, and they move front and back a little bit as well. Major feature is you have the rear pass-through. So you can actually pass stuff through right from the trunk, and it also gives your passengers some cup holders on the trunk. Back here you have your spare tire. You have tons of storage space along your spare tire as well. There's this little locking mechanism on top that keeps your floor propped up too. So if you do ever have to get your spare tire out, you don't have to fight with keeping your floor off the ground. So you have all your tools and everything you'll ever need in a little cubby hole on the side here. They're all bound up in a nice leather casing. Ever need to tie anything down if you're transporting something fragile, you need to ratchet strap it down, you have some tie downs here to work with. As well, you have a 12-volt plug back here. So if you do have an electric cooler, or you want to charge your laptop in the back of the car, you have some power options back here. Your tunnel cover is removable, so this guy just pops right out. And if storage space is your game, then the Tiguan is the car for you, because this thing is chock full of storage space. So last but not least, on the trunk here, you have these little grabbers up here. And these grabbers are designed to make closing your trunk easy and clean. So you don't have to be grabbing up on the outside of your trunk, getting fingerprints all over it, getting your fingers all slushy and dirty in the wintertime. You have these grabbers so you can just close and be done with it.
So underneath the hood, first of all, the hood is very heavy. It's made of steel, it's galvanized, it's also rust-proof. So you've got an arm right here that you can prop up. That way the hood's not gonna come crashing down on the back of your head. Fire blanket lining all around the back. It's all insulated with fire blanket, so if there was ever an accident and anybody was to get hurt and the flame was to ignite, this would all keep it contained so that you can get out of the vehicle safely. As well, you've got all of your fluids are actually on the passenger side of the vehicle. So if you're ever on the side of the road and you need to fill anything up, you have access to it all right here while traffic will be passing you on the opposite side of the vehicle. So it's gonna keep you safer. Your oil filter, your dipstick, everything is really easily accessed right here. So maintenance on this vehicle is gonna be really easy. It's not gonna cost a lot for labor because it's not gonna take long to do anything. If you just listen to this, it's pretty heavy. So while you're inside the Jetta, you'll notice that you actually have all power locks, all power windows. You've got heated seats, AC, a touch screen, Sirius radio, Bluetooth, auxiliary. You've got everything. There's nothing that anybody would be without in this vehicle. It's amazing. You've even got an electronic fader. So if your friends are driving you crazy in the back seat of your car, you can drown them out by cranking the tunes and sliding all the music right to the back. It's awesome. All the buttons and all the features in here are very user-friendly. It's really easy to learn how to use everything in the car, as well as your heated seats actually has 3 settings. So if the furthest setting is too hot for your tushy, then you can lower it and lower it once more until it's just maybe warm and not hot seat. So there you go. It's super easy to use, and it's gonna keep you warm this winter time as well. Volkswagen, we wanna make sure that you guys keep your belongings safe as well as your vehicle. So if you actually do happen to forget to roll down or roll back up your windows after you've gotten out of your vehicle, you just actually have to put the key in the key slot, turn it to the lock position, and all of your windows will actually roll up for you. That's it.
So take it from me, the terrific Tiguan totally takes the trophy. Come take one for a test drive today.
So remember, St. John, there ain't nothing better than a Jetta. Would you just look at it? Just look at it!
Give me one more without the glasses.